An Albuquerque public school teacher is suspended and under investigation for misconduct involving a student. Albuquerque police confirmed that they are investigating a Madison Middle School teacher and an alleged relationship with a male high school teacher, or male student that is. In a recorded phone message to parents, the district named Susan Stearns as the teacher under investigation. Now, we have learned a 42-year-old special education teacher, that is who she is at the school. APS wouldn't say what the allegations are, but the teacher has been put on paid suspension pending the outcome of a personal investigation. Bernalillo County commissioners are tackling a problem that has been at the center of a lawsuit that is costing taxpayers millions of dollars.
Yeah, they're thinking about a plan that would give them and the county manager more power to oversee the MDC, the jail, and try to bring it up to federal standards. Right now, the jail has about 200 more inmates than it should, and this overcrowding, well, you know, it's been a problem for a while. It's even prompted inmates to file a federal lawsuit. That was back in the mid-1990s.
This would be an important step, again, a signal to the courts that we are serious about addressing this issue, serious about running a safe and constitutional jail, and that we will voluntarily hold ourselves to a safe population number with oversight from outside experts.
Earlier this month, the commissioners voted down a plan to ship inmates to other jails, but federal judges could still force them to do that. Two sides are set to meet again on May 2nd. Bernalillo County's minimum wage is on the way up. Commissioners voted 3-2 last night to boost the minimum wage to $8.50 an hour sometime between now and January. For workers who get tips, the minimum wage is going to stay the same at $2.13 an hour. Last November, remember, voters decided to boost Albuquerque's minimum wage to $8.50 as well. Well, two of Albuquerque's former city managers who admitted to demanding kickbacks from companies looking to get a piece of the city's business probably won't spend any time behind bars.
Here's News 13's Alex Goldsmith to explain why.
The bribery scandal was uncovered 3 years ago, but now both of the men involved have agreed to plea deals that keep them out of jail. Ruben Montoya and Ralph Garcia were managers at Albuquerque Vehicle Yards, entrusted with setting up contracts with parts suppliers for the city's fleet. But if you wanted to get a piece of that business, you had to pay to play. The men received gift cards, meals, and even a laptop in exchange for city work. Both Montoya and Garcia have reached plea agreements with the DA. Montoya started serving a year under house arrest yesterday, while Garcia's deal only calls for probation, although the judge in that case hasn't accepted the deal yet. Although the city initially cut off business with vendors accused of paying to play, News 13 found that 2 of the 3 companies currently have 6-figure city contracts. We reached out to city administration for comment, but were told by a city spokesperson that they needed more time to respond. In the Newsplex, Alex Goldsmith, KRQE News 13.
A city audit also found that Montoya's vehicle yard was short nearly 30 grand in auto parts over the course of 1 year alone. The audit went on to say that no one was supervising the supervisors and that the city had no idea how deep the theft problems were. A man accused of trying to kill his brother-in-law with a bow and arrow is expected to be in court today. Police in Albuquerque say that last year, Wendell Gunthorpe punched his wife before shooting his brother-in-law with an arrow. He now faces several charges, including attempted murder. His attorneys now want to convince a judge to drop those charges. Federal inspectors have given the green light to a controversial meat plant in Roswell. This makes Valley Meat the nation's only horse slaughterhouse.
Yeah, the inspectors spent 3 hours at the Valley Meat Company yesterday. The owner says the inspection could not have gone better, and he hopes to begin slaughtering horses soon.
I think it is a sigh of relief for you know, because it's been a long time, and so I'm glad it's finished. And I don't think, well, I shouldn't say it's finished, because I think it's just starting.
It's a good day. This is definitely what we were trying to achieve.
The owner, Rick De Los Santos there, claims that thousands of horses pass through New Mexico every month on the way to less humane slaughterhouses in Mexico. He says they might as well be slaughtered here and create jobs than the meat be sold to Asia and Europe. Animal rights activists strongly oppose the horse slaughterhouse. So does President Obama, plus Governor Susana Martinez. Albuquerque's Inspector General is investigating a city employee for doing private work on public time. Kim Holland went undercover last night on this special on-assignment report. The city hired Manuel Anaya 21 years ago, and now he works as a maintenance man at the Jack Candelaria Community Center in the South Valley. But while he's collecting his city paycheck, We found out he's also training boxers at the gym. We talked with staff there who said he trains professional boxers Monday through Friday and collects money from those boxers. And we asked Mr. Anaya about this too.
Is it free?
Well, the
How's it work?
facility's free, but every trainer here has their own type of deal going on.
I see.
See what I'm saying? The city owns the facility, but they don't own the trainers.
City says it'll spend the next few months investigating. We'll let you know exactly what happens when it's all over. Now, if you want to watch this entire special assignment report, which I recommend you do, it's a good one, go to KRQE.com, check out the news, or you can check out the news tonight on 2 Casa Fox at 9 o'clock.
A man in San Juan County is in a lot of trouble now after getting picked up for the 7th time on DWI charges after this wild chase. Take a look here. San Juan County deputies say they tried to stop Brian Watchman at a convenience store in Farmington last week, but they say he took off, even sideswiping a patrol truck. Deputies say Watchman kept going, at times as fast as 100 miles per hour. He drove on the wrong side of the road at one point and blew through a red light and a stop sign. A deputy finally stopped him in downtown Farmington and arrested him. Police are still trying to find another driver who may have been involved in a deadly crash, which may have been the result of drag racing. Meanwhile, a third passenger has died this week in this case. 19-year-old passenger Jennifer Perez died in the hospital. 2 passengers, 20-year-old Jorge Cano and 17-year-old Jessica Hernandez, died at the scene Sunday night. A 1-year-old was also hurt but is now out of the hospital. Investigators say 2 cars were speeding through Central and Louisiana when one lost control. One driver, 20-year-old Andres Quintana, is still in critical condition. If he survives, he could face vehicular homicide and reckless driving charges.
Well, if you see a bunch of guys with guns on Washington between Lomas and Copper in Albuquerque this afternoon, don't be alarmed. It's just a drill. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, Albuquerque Police, and other agencies are training on how to deal with someone who has a gun and ever starts shooting up a building or an area where there are a lot of people. They say they try to do this training a couple of times a year just to make sure that they can deal with the situation. God forbid it ever arises.
Exactly.